Our second first-round men's game features the Eagles from Toccoa Falls College and the Thoroughbreds from Blue Lights College. We'll meet the starting lineups momentarily, but first, please join me in a word of prayer. Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for the ability that you've given to us to play the game of basketball, something that we all enjoy so much. We ask your favor on the players and the officials to keep them safe from any injury, and may everything that they do be honoring and glorifying to you. And we pray this in your Son's name. Amen. The Thoroughbreds from Blue Lights College in Apex, North Carolina are coached by Mario Farr, and he's assisted by Jeanette Pulley, Jared Hicks, and Joel Myers. They will be the visiting team on the scoreboard. This is their starting lineup. At guard, a 6'2 sophomore from Clayton, North Carolina, number 3. Kenny Anderson. Also at guard, a 5'11 freshman from Apex, North Carolina, number 4, Jeremiah Baker. The man in the middle is a 6'5 freshman from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, number 12, Christopher Koger. At guard, a 5'11 sophomore from Roxborough, North Carolina, number 15, Daquan Holloway. And as forward, a 6'4 freshman from Lexington, South Carolina, number 23, Mason Rump. The Eagles from Toccoa Falls College in Toccoa, Georgia, are coached by Leonard X. He's assisted by Daniel McCravey. This is their starting lineup. At guard, a 6' sophomore from Buckner, Arkansas, number 0, Cameron Dusnute. At forward, a 6'4 senior from Savannah, Georgia, number 3, Luke Bayham. Also at forward, a 6'4 junior from Chester, Arkansas, number 4, C.J. Mitchell. At guard, a 6'1 freshman from Valdosta, Georgia, number 20, DJ Thompson. And at forward, a 6'4 sophomore from Augusta, Georgia, number 35, Luke Hartenberg. The officials for today's game are Marty Dempsey, Terrell Lawson, and Matt McGuire.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome once again to Trinity Baptist College, the home of the TBC Eagles. We are hosting this year's National Invitational Basketball Tournament for both men and women. And right now we have Toccoa Falls College and Blue Lights College. Toccoa Falls from North Georgia. Toccoa is the name of their city, and Blue Lights College from Apex, North Carolina. And we'll introduce our special guest in just a moment right after tip-off. And this ball game is underway. Mr. Michael Davis, the athletic director, SID of Blue Lights College, and the voice of the Thoroughbreds, is going to join us throughout this evening's ball game. Hello, Mike. How you doing here?
I'm doing fine. You forgot head bottle washer as well.
Oh yeah, you do a whole lot for Blue Lights College, as I do here, and have to wear many hats when we work at small schools that we have, but can't beat the job, though. It's absolutely wonderful.
Oh, that is exactly why we do it. We do it for the love of the game and the love of the schools we're working for.
And we thank you for joining us here on TBC Eagles as you're watching your Thoroughbreds against Toccoa Falls College, a member of South Region and NCCAA Division II, a rival of Trinity Baptist College. This is C.J. Mitchell with possession. Toccoa Falls is wearing the home whites and Blue Lights in the beautiful royal blues, the visitors. As first shot of the ball game does not go down, and rebounded by Mason Rump. And already we're going to have our first foul.
The Toccoa Falls personal foul is on number 4, C.J. Mitchell.
First foul of the ball game. And Mike, tell us how your team has done this season.
Well, we've really had our ups and downs. We've had some tough competition that we have played tough but didn't get the win against Mid-Atlantic Christian University, a member of our conference, the New South Athletic Conference. Lost a couple to them, won a close one at their place, and then a game at our place that kind of got away from us. But we're hoping to get it back going here this evening. Had a tough game against the team that we just saw a little while ago, Appalachian Bible College. They took us to overtime on Monday before we were able to come away with a 3-point win.
And we just saw them against Southeastern Baptist College, who put 100 points on the board. Tell you a little more about that game when we get an opportunity. This is Kenny Anderson, who averages 17.4 points per game. That's the man with the ball right now, number 3. Your leading scorer, if I'm reading everything correctly, Jeremiah Baker at 19.5.
Baker is a guy to watch. He has really come on strong the last 3 or 4 games, and he is our leading scorer now, and just outside the reach there of Chris Koger to turn it over.
That's him right in front of us wearing number 4. Ball game just underway in case you're just joining us, and that timeout will give us a chance to update you on the game we just saw. If I can find where I put my paper, that is. It was Southeastern Baptist scoring over 100 points and defeating Appalachian Bible College. You know, when I put things away, I can never find them.
You're done with them. Put it out and get it out of your mind, but it's in there somewhere.
Final score 106-73, and in a losing effort, though, Appalachian's Jacob Tincher put 25 points on the board, named him player of the game.
Yeah, he will very likely be one of the all-tournament players. He's a senior for Coach Tim Barton, and he's had a wonderful career. This is his 3rd year. He's really a guy to watch.
I'm going to let you take a peek at my unofficial numbers from that game, because one of these teams is going to be playing one of those teams pretty soon. Number 0 is Cameron Dismuke. Of course, Toccoa Falls was here last weekend. And a 3-pointer from Dismuke off the front of the rim and a rebound by Mitchell. They gave us a tough game. We come away with the win, but Toccoa certainly didn't make it easy, and we have a foul. Looks like that will be called on Baker, if I saw that correctly. Nope, Chris Koger. And as I said a few times already today, it's good to have David Jones on the mic in case I do miss something like that. These guys bunch up. It's hard to tell exactly who did what. Shooting 2 will be DJ Thompson, and he hits his first. And that's the first point of the ball game. You don't see 1-0 a whole lot. I think I've seen 1-1 one time ever.
Yeah.
DJ Thompson hit the first. Here comes number 2. It is also good. So Thompson gets Toccoa on the board. Thompson's at 55% from the line on the season, and a traveling violation called against the Thoroughbreds.
That's Malcolm Mills. He just checked into the ball game. Freshman out of Norwalk, Connecticut for the Thoroughbreds. Gives some good minutes off the bench, but tough turnover for him there.
So an opportunity for Toccoa to extend a current 2-point lead. Again, the ball game just started a couple of minutes ago, right on time. Dismuke runs the baseline, misses that one high off the glass. A little battle for the ball. Pulled in by Donnell Avery. And a ball batted away. Avery's able to regain control and slows things down a moment, but that one hit the sideline and an unforced error for the Thoroughbreds.
Second turnover in a row for Malcolm Mills. Off to a tough start off the bench for the Herd.
2-0, 17-15. Both teams have had a chance to score and have come up empty for the most part. 2 free throws, the only score so far.
Yeah, both teams a little tentative here in the early going. Let's have to see who gets the rhythm first.
Toccoa averages 76 points per game while allowing 82, and a 3-pointer for Dismuke. And last weekend on this very court, Dismuke was lights out from 3-point range.
We've got some 3-point shooters for the Thoroughbreds as well. See if somebody gets uncorked here sooner or later. Baker can't connect.
Dismuke, bounce pass inside of Hartenberg, and the reverse layup does draw the foul. I got used to seeing Toccoa wearing their navy blue road jerseys last week, so I have to remember they're wearing the home team now.
It'll be Luke Hartenberg shooting.
You know, and I have not seen Blue Lights in their road blues thus far this season. This is only the 8th game of the season for them, and I've noticed looks like it's going to be time to order some new unis pretty soon. Lettering coming off.
Sorry, Coach. Hartenberg, 55% on the season, hits his first. 6-0, Screaming Eagles. Here comes free throw number 2. That's a little bit short. And, Mike, in that last game, there were exactly 3 missed free throws. That game we just saw a few minutes ago.
I was watching it. You pointed out Jacob Tencher, who's a player I've been watching for several years now, and he's automatic at the line. And in fact, I'm not sure that he missed any. No, I think he missed one. I see that second half.
That because at the time that was the only miss of the game for either team. 16:20 left, 6-0 Toccoa. We're in the first half. A bounce pass inside the paint. Thoroughbreds work it to the outside, and a pull-up jumper after a fake pass from Baker. And Thoroughbreds having a little trouble getting the ball in the early going. That ball knocked away, and it will stay with Toccoa.
Yeah, TFC's defense inside is causing some trouble getting it into Koger. He was battling in there, had to kick it back outside, and ended up turning the ball over.
Now, we're using a different stats program than we did last week when I was able to update pretty much everything because I was able to pull it up on the computer. Unable to do that today with the program we're using to make sure we can get every team covered thoroughly and get all the information to every school. So I don't have the in-game box score, but I am keeping track of points and fouls. I can't keep track of the rebounds. They're too fast for me because every little tap is considered a rebound. Mason Rump comes up empty and then fouls and sends, looks like C.J. Mitchell to the line.
Thoroughbred person falls on number 23, Mason Rump. His first.
Mitchell
shooting
77% from the line, 33 for 43. And his first of 2 is good. So he's on the board, and all but the three-pointer from Dismuke has been at the line.
Number 3, Kenny Anderson.
Mitchell averages 19 points per game himself. And I didn't bring the info from the game here last week, but I know that he put some points on the board against us. And the thing is, we won by 14, but that game was a lot closer than you think. We had to pull a late run in order to get that win. Same thing when we played at Trinity College of Florida just a few days before.
Lid on the basket for the Herd right now.
Now Williams off the front of the rim. Toccoa 7, Blue Lights nothing as of yet, but this is a team that can score a lot of points. And you put 102 on the board in your last game. Three-pointer from Dismuke off the rim, out of bounds, over to Blue Lights.
Well, Coach Mario Farr likes to run. He likes to get up and down the floor, but you got to hit some shots. That's what is not happening right now. And Kenny Anderson with a miss there, a rebound. Williams, he can't buy a bucket. Finally!
But he got it back and put it in. 3.8 points per game, and he gets the Blue Lights on the board. And it looks like we have a whistle. Right before the whistle, Chris Kroger with the block shot. Foul's called on Donnell. Is it Donnell or Donnell Avery? Donnell Avery out of Atlanta.
It's a non-shooting foul.
On the floor, so Toccoa will inbound. 7-2. Toccoa leads with 14:47 left in the first half. Well, that game before was a very, very fast-paced game, and it ended actually a lot faster than most men's games do.
Yeah.
Gave us an extra break. I'm not complaining. Gave me a chance to catch my breath, get something to eat.
Well,
we were able to start on time.
I have to tell you, almost turned over there, but TFC keeps it. It was worrying me a little bit because Blue Lights was having bus problems. We were afraid we weren't going to get here in time for the tip-off, but we were able to get chug it on up and make it just in time.
At least everything was all right. Of course, we want the game to go on, but we want to make sure everybody's safe first. A traveling violation was called on Luke Hartenberg. That was the reason for the whistle. And now the Thoroughbreds a chance to cut the deficit down to 3 or possibly 2 with a 3-point play. Avery, bounce pass inside. And Toccoa's defense keeping the Thoroughbreds outside the paint and ended up taking the ball away.
Blue Lights out of rhythm right now. They're going to need to settle down and try to I like the plan to continue to try to work it inside to the bigs, but they're going to have to get some looks and just keep with it.
Good pass inside to Mitchell, and he powers his way all the way to the hole. Now with 3. Again, he averages 19 per game, and he gives the Screaming Eagles back the 7-point lead. That one a little wide from Williams. That one looked like Williams just didn't size that one up well.
No, he ended up, hey, look what I found, and decided to take the shot. He was open, but I don't think he was well prepared for the shot.
Those are the Tigers from Trinity College of Florida, the number 2 seed in this tournament. They have the night off, as does Trinity Baptist. They'll both get going tomorrow and could end up playing each other in the title game. There's a nice shot off the glass from Luke Bayham. Oh, I wrote 3. That was a deuce. You don't get 3 points for a layup or a short jumper, do you?
Not usually in this league.
11-2. Toccoa leads. Coming up on the 13-minute mark of the first half. And Mike, help me out with the name of number 14, please.
That's Yadek Toccoa.
Yadek Toccoa on the court. That's him right in front of us, guarding Mitchell. Mitchell pulls up for 3, a little too strong, and great rebound by Baker. Baker goes all the way inside the paint. Second chance good from Chris Koger. Now he averages 5.6, and he's on the board, and it's 11-4 Toccoa. Three-point shot from the left side, in and out. Dismuke, if I saw that correctly. No, that was not Dismuke. That was Alex Ford, and the basket is good. And as I was checking the name, I missed who got it, but it was Chris Koger.
Yeah, it is Koger with the put back inside, and really need to get him unleashed now. And he has 2 of the 6 points right now for the Blue Lights Thoroughbreds, and he's only been eligible for 3 games now. This is his 4th game active. He came in along with Eric Williams just as Blue Lights lost Denzel Jacobson for the season. Jacobson, a big loss, and he is over there with the team now, but fractured his wrist in the St. Andrews game. Actually played in the next game not knowing that he actually had fractured it, just thought it was a sprain. Then we had it x-rayed, and he's done for the season. He was a double-double, 21.2 points, 16.7 rebounds a game from the guard position, so a big loss for the Herd, but Williams and Koger coming into the lineup has made up for some of that.
That's unfortunate. You're without one of your leading scorers. But you got to play with the guys on the court. Somebody's going to step up, and you might need them in your conference tournament coming up soon. So the gentlemen who get on the court, take advantage of the reps, because they might have to do something in your conference championship. Godfrey with his first, and team foul number 2 for Toccoa Falls. I must have missed one of the Blue Lights fouls. I have 3, but they have 2 up on the scoreboard, or I'm miscounting or something. I have Avery, Koger, and Rumpf each with a foul.
Donnell Avery picked up one as well.
And that one off the glass. Thoroughbreds work it to the left corner. Again, Toccoa's defense making it tough for your guys to get inside the paint.
Yeah, Koger's getting some rebounds, but he can't go back up with it with those 2 bigs surrounding him.
Underneath goes Baker. Does not fall. Second chance, no. 2-on-1 inside the paint. There's Baker, and a 3-pointer. Jeremiah Baker
Jeremiah Baker.
on the board, and he has pulled the Thoroughbreds to within a deuce at 11-9. Remember, it was 11-2 just a minute or so ago.
It's a good little run here for the Thoroughbreds. They really need to keep it going at this point if they want to hang with Toccoa, because they do have some matchup problems.
And that three-pointer comes up a little short for Alex Ford. 10:33 left in the half. Dismuke with the steal. One man to beat. He's going to lay this one in. No, it does not fall. Third opportunity doesn't go, and the rebound by Williams. It was great that Williams made sure he didn't collect the foul this early in the game.
Absolutely. Stuck with the play, too. Way to go.
Sometimes you want to go ahead and give them what they earn, not get that unnecessary foul, because you don't want to be in foul trouble down the stretch in a close ball game. Well, we do have a foul right here. Looks like that's going against Alex Ford, his first.
And I actually believe that his name is pronounced Forday in talking with Coach Epps. He picks up the foul.
It might be because I did not write the E at the end of the name.
You got the E
mark
and that.
You have correct, apparently.
I made sure I put that. So, in fact, I spelled it out phonetically on one of my other notes to make sure that I got it, because if I don't write it down, it doesn't happen.
And, Mike, one thing I like to see is people who let us know they're watching. Miss Lisa Friend, who also did the same for us last week, cheering on the Toccoa Falls Screaming Eagles. Hey, drop us a comment. Let me know you're watching and where you're watching from. Always enjoy saying hello and seeing who's tuning in here on TBC Eagles. So thank you, Miss Lisa Friend. 11-9, Toccoa leads. We just now hit the midway point of the first half.
She's a friend of the program.
And the steal by Ryan McKenzie. And the dunk. And a technical foul for hanging on to the rim. Now McKenzie's going to plead his case. He was trying to keep from falling down on top of a Blue Lights player, but he is going to get rung up for the technical foul. He does get the basket.
The Toccoa Falls basket is good by Ryan McKenzie. He is called for a technical foul, Class B technical foul. It is not a team foul or a personal foul. For Blue Lights, it was Jeremiah Baker.
So I'll take that one off my score sheet. I had already marked it as a personal foul.
And so had I. Leonard Epps is talking with one of the officials right now, trying to plead his case. I don't think he's going to get far with it, but maybe he's just hoping to get a little equity that he can use later on.
All right, so one shot from Jeremiah Baker did not go. It is 13-9, Toccoa leads. And Mike, unless I'm overlooking something, I don't have, or I could not find the free throw shooting for your players, and I'm sure you sent it to me, but
oh, I wouldn't be so sure of that.
13-9 in favor of the Screaming Eagles. Now, with all these games and all these teams, it is very difficult to get everything for everybody in order in a short time.
I will say I think we're about a 65% free throw shooting team, 65 to 68%.
That's Yadek Toccoa being called for the foul on the floor. And Toccoa will inbound. And after this inbound, Toccoa is going to be in the 1-and-1 with the next foul. Juanita Mitchell, Maddie Rasmussen, Denitra Kroger, Lily Rushton, and Joel Myers. Mr. Joel Myers in Raleigh, North Carolina. A few of them are Tim Plummer, watching us from your hometown of Apex, North Carolina. We got Helena, Alabama from Miss Rasmussen. Hopefully we got everybody. It's hard to keep track when they all come in at one time, but I love seeing the names pop up on the screen.
And about a shout out to Joel. He's one of our assistant coaches that could not make the trip. Joel, thanks so much. Appreciate you tuning in, and know that he's coaching from afar right now.
How far away is Apex from Raleigh?
It's a suburb, so just they all kind of grow together.
And I'm sure you've gotten some Mayberry references as well.
Yeah, we'll take them. We wouldn't mind being compared with Andy Griffith's hometown a bit.
Sure do miss those old classic shows at times. Get to watch the reruns, but just not a fan of today's TV shows.
I went for about a year and a half, didn't even turn on my TV. We just recently got Roku, and just so I could watch basketball.
Good clean comedy from Mayberry, Andy Griffith's show, and many others that I go back. I just went through the Bob Newhart show. What a hilarious show, the old 70s version.
Yep.
What a great show.
Larry and his brother Daryl and his other brother Daryl.
That was the 80s version.
That's
and
right,
just
Newhart.
as funny.
Yeah.
13-9. Make that 15-9 as C.J. Mitchell hits the jump shot.
I think you were talking. That was the Suzanne Plachette played his
In
wife.
the original, yes.
That's right. Yes.
15-9. We just passed the 9-minute mark. Pass inside to the right side of the lane and a lost ball by Koger. But Blue Lights able to get it right back. Baker with the interception. Goes one-on-one and gets the layup off the glass. No call. But Baker now with 5, and Thoroughbreds now starting to find the cylinder.
Yeah, finally that lid is off of it. And you're going to have to watch out for Baker after that travel call there. Turns it over for TFC. Baker, probably the best athlete for the Thoroughbreds. His brother, Nick Farrar, is a freshman for the NC State Wolfpack basketball team.
That's a big-time program.
Yep, and
Mitchell stepped out of bounds. That was the reason for the turnover. 15-11. The ball gets away from Baker. It is picked up by Thompson. One man to beat, and a block shot from behind by Koger. And the Thoroughbreds could now cut it to 2 or 1. Williams off the rim, no. C.J. Mitchell all the way up court. And a really nice bounce pass inside to McKenzie, who lays this one in off the glass.
Nice delay by McKenzie to wait for the defender to get out of the way and then just put it right in off the window.
17-11 as we have a timeout with 7:45 left to go in the first half. And April Violet letting us know she's watching, as is Miss Juanita Mitchell. She's cheering on CJ of the Toccoa Falls Screaming Eagles. 7:45 left to go. 17-11 Toccoa Falls lead. And Mike, we have one more game tonight. Trinity Baptist women taking on Appalachian Bible College in the other women's semifinal. The winner of that game will play Southeastern Baptist tomorrow at 7 p.m. for the Bible College Championship.
Yeah, it's a 2 for 2 tournaments in one, packing them in. So wall-to-wall basketball. I couldn't be happier, Raymond. I love coming to this tournament. This is probably the 5th tournament that I've been a part of, and I just really enjoy not only the basketball but the great fellowship amongst the players and the coaches. It's great to come back every year.
The winner of the game you're watching now will play Trinity Baptist, the #1 seed, tomorrow night at 7 p.m., at 5 p.m. tomorrow night. Again, 11 games to keep track of, and I have 2 separate brackets. I even wrote them out in order on one page, and I still mess it up.
It's a lot to keep track of, let me tell you, but
it's a lot of fun, though.
It is a blast, and by the way, thanks for letting me sit in and talk basketball with you here.
I'm very grateful that you're able to come on and help me out. Give me a minute of rest when I get a chance, and
well,
anytime you want to take over to play-by-play, just let me know.
Boy, let me tell you. I mean, it's tough sledding when you don't have any media timeouts. To go to a break or something. I mean, it's just wall to wall for you. I don't know how you do it.
Well, there's a mute button that Dean will hit when I want to take a break at a timeout. I want to give thanks to Trinity Christian Academy Principal Dr. Robert Kinder Sr. I am a full-time teacher for him, and he allowed me these 2 days off, today and tomorrow, to be here to bring you these games. So thank you to Dr. Kinder. The game started at 1, but it's a lot of work in the mornings getting ready for the games as well. So thank you,
We're running
Dr.
out of
Kinder.
shot clock here.
1 second, and that did not beat the shot clock. That's going to be a violation, and as I was talking about Dr. Kinder, I didn't notice that shot clock winding down.
Yeah, and Blue Lights did not notice it at all. They were completely unaware.
17-11, Toccoa Falls leads. We're at the 7:15 mark, and a hard contact as both men went up and left their feet, and that's going against Eric Williams. That's his first. Nobody has more than one at this point. So that technical against Ryan McKenzie, though, did not count as a personal foul. Toccoa has committed 4.
Yeah, that's Williams' second foul. So
Williams'
he's the
second.
only one in any kind of trouble.
That's probably the one I missed earlier then. Good to have another pair of eyes out there as well. Dismuke guarded by 2. Gets around the right side and lays it in off the glass. And Cameron Dismuke, for a big man, moves really well. He can shoot from the outside, and he did that a few times against us last week. Toccoa also gave us a fabulous game at their place. We won by 2 points, 70-68 a few weeks ago. Actually, we were ahead by double digits within the last few minutes, and they made a terrific run, hit their free throws, and nearly pulled it out. Fortunately, our defense was able to stop them right at the buzzer. 19-11, Toccoa Falls leads. And a steal by Dismuke. He's going to allow his teammates to get up court. Guarded very heavily by Holloway. Gets around his defender and a pull-up jumper, and Dismuke doing it in many different ways. Ball almost got away from Holloway, who averages 7 points per game.
You know, a lot of contact on that last play and no call, just let it play. And Koger with the little jumper on the baseline.
21-13, 6 minutes and 5 seconds left until the intermission. Dismuke pump fake inside and a great pass inside to Thompson, who could not convert. Missed opportunity for the Screaming Eagles. Under 6 minutes to go, three-pointer a little wide to the right. Williams picks it up. Second chance, no. Both teams missed opportunities on the last exchange. Here's Dismuke, a good fake and a block by Williams. Williams tangled up with his own teammate, but everybody's okay. And the Thoroughbreds somehow came away with the basketball.
Wow, that was a piece of trickery there.
And that one knocked away by Mitchell, so Blue Lights will keep possession with 24 on the shot clock.
Arms and hands everywhere right now for both teams, but especially for Toccoa Falls, who's just disrupting every passing route.
Their defense has really made it tough on the Thoroughbreds, getting inside the paint, and they're also pressing the outside shots, making those difficult also. Donnell Avery gives it up to Baker at the top of the arc. Long three-pointer off the rim and the glass. Baseball-style pass up court, nearly got away, but then the quick feed to Luke Baham, who converts his second basket, and a 10-point lead for the Screaming Eagles. I mentioned baseball pass. Spring training now underway. Pitchers and catchers have reported, and a steal. This is Mitchell. He will lay this one in. He now has 7. Much as I love college basketball, baseball for me is number 1.
Well, I'm a college baseball guy, in particular a small college basketball guy, and so I'm in my element right here. But I'm telling you, Blue Lights not in their element. A lot of lazy passes, and that's allowing Toccoa Falls to pick it off time and time again.
Williams for 3. Batted around and out of bounds. It will go to, I believe, Blue Lights.
Toccoa Falls substitution number 5, Alex Ford. And number 24, Kobe Calmer.
Well, there was only 3 seconds remaining on the shot clock, and they've reset it to 20. I thought it was going to be a short clock for
I
the
believe the ball did
Thoroughbreds.
hit the rim. Long pass past midcourt. Kobe Calmer makes his first appearance of the afternoon for the Screaming Eagles, unless I missed something earlier. That's him, number 22. Ball knocked away. Oh, Gilsdorf, number 22. Calmer, number 24. Screaming Eagles have a very large roster. One of the biggest rosters in the South region. Turnaround jumper, in and out, and that ball was more than halfway down and took a funny bounce on Baham.
Yeah, he was robbed on that one.
Sometimes it just doesn't go your way. It's funny because we'll see shots that don't deserve to go in get bounced in, and a shot like that, which was down, comes out.
You saw another miss by Kenny Anderson. His shot really struggling lately. He started off the season on fire, was averaging more than 20 points a game. The last 3 or 4 games, his jumper has really been suffering, and he is a jump shooter, and he's just going to have to shoot through it, I guess.
Hartenberg misses. Bayham, second chance, no. Third chance by Forte. That's good. And we have a timeout at the 3:15 mark of the first half, and Toccoa Falls leading 27-13. Thoroughbreds, they got on a run, made it close, but then again started having trouble getting the ball to fall through.
Well, they did, and again, it's Toccoa Falls. I'm telling you, you really got to credit their defense. Their hands are everywhere. They're disrupting all of the passing routes. They're tipping passes. They're making steals, and as well, you got to give some of the blame to the Thoroughbreds, who have been telegraphing passes. They've been making some lazy passes, and you can't do that to the Screaming Eagles. They're going to take advantage of that, and that's why you see right now that they have put up a 14-point advantage.
And with 3:15 left in the first half, Blue Lights has possession and will go the length of the court. The head coach of the Blue Lights Thoroughbreds, Mr. Mario Farr, I'm sure he'll have a pretty good talk with them at halftime. The head coach of the Screaming Eagles, Mr. Leonard Epps, his first season out of Eastern Kentucky University and the Southwestern Assemblies of God University. Where is Coach Farr from, if you know that?
Coach Farr was a graduate of NC State, and actually worked under legendary coach Kay Yao in the women's program there.
Yeah. So I think in women's basketball, Tennessee, Miss Pat, what a terrific job she was, and I hear she was a terrific lady too.
Yeah, absolutely, and Kay Yao at NC State, just a legend in women's college basketball and beloved in North Carolina. And has had the court named after her at Reynolds Coliseum, which is the legacy arena for NC State, which was recently remodeled, and the court named after her there.
Foul was called on Kenny Anderson, his first. Toccoa's in the 1-1, so Alex Ford will go to the line.
Coach K was Kay Yao, a dedicated Christian, lost her battle with cancer about 10 years ago, and left a recorded message that was played at her memorial service that brought every eye to tears.
Alex Ford converts the free throw and will get another, and sometimes even the players, they get caught up in the moment. Alex Ford, a sophomore from Albany, Georgia, Etowah High School. Quentin Brown onto the court for Coach Leonard Epps, who's done a really nice job with these Screaming Eagles this year. Ford hit his first, 3 total points, 15-point lead for Toccoa. That one a little bit too strong. Pulled in by the newcomer Quentin Brown, but then he lost control of the ball. 2:20 left until halftime, 28-13. Toccoa Falls leads Blue Lights. Three-pointer is good.
That's what Coach Mario Farr has been wanting to see. If Kenny can keep hitting those, it'll be a different ball game.
That cuts it down to a 12-point deficit just past the 2-minute mark. Hello to Makisha Baxter rather. Thanks for letting us know you're watching us on the live feed. 12-point lead for the Screaming Eagles. 13 on the shot clock. Now in single digits. And excellent ball movement inside, and a layup is good for Quentin Brown. Put a nice move on Eric Williams. 14-point lead, $1.50 left in the first.
Boy, Leonard Epps has some big bodies that he can put to use underneath. They're giving some real trouble to the herd right now.
Godfrey last week kept a lot of TBC Eagles out of the paint. Again, we won the game, but it wasn't easy.
Another takeaway by the Eagles.
every team in our South region has a legitimate chance of winning not only this tournament, but the conference tournament next week at Toccoa Falls. Spin move by the big man, but Godfrey was unable to convert. Under a minute to go, 54 seconds. Baker off the glass, offensive foul. Correct call as the Toccoa defenders. I was blocked to see who, but he had his feet set still. And Screaming Eagles with a 14-point lead and 52 ticks left on the clock.
Blue Lights, personal fouls on number 4, Jeremiah Baker. And a warning has been issued for being outside the coach's box for Blue Lights.
51.7 if you want to be a little more specific. Gilsdorf across midcourt. .40 seconds left. This is Forte with possession. Pulls up for 3. It's a little strong and a whistle. And it's going to be Blue Lights basketball. Fouls called on Quentin Brown, his first.
Personal fouls on number 21, Quentin Brown. It's his first. It's the team's 5th.
So no free throws for Blue Lights. Screaming Eagles still have 1 foul to give, but we're under 24 seconds left. A 3-pointer off the rim. And a fumble, and men from each team trying to recover it. And it's going to be, did they call a possession or out of bounds?
Possession.
Possession goes to Toccoa, which could be a break, because then you'll start the second half with the ball, assuming no further jump ball. Especially if you can get a stop here.
Right. 17.5, shot clock is off.
Gilsdorf passes outside to Godfrey. 3 seconds left, and the shot missed, and a rebound by Christian Baker. Ball stolen away. Will it count? They count the basket right before the buzzer.
Count the basket by Kobe Palmer.
And Kobe Calmer beats the buzzer.
Blue Lights College, 16.
And that brings us to the intermission with a 32-16 advantage to Toccoa Falls over Blue Lights College. And before we take a break, Mike, any thoughts about the first half, both teams?
Toccoa Falls certainly came out with a good game plan. Just cranking up the defense every time that one of the thoroughbreds got the ball inside. He was immediately wrapped up defensively, could not put anything back up. Time and time again, Koger had to kick the ball back outside. If he can start working his way loose, he might be able to get something going. But he was double-teamed repeatedly, and even though he's got the height, he doesn't have a lot of bulk in there, whereas the Eagles are bringing a lot more muscle underneath, and so he's at a size disadvantage there. If he can start getting a little bit loose, work his way free a little bit, or maybe just take it at those guys and try to force a foul one way or the other, that might be another thing to look at. Kenny Anderson, his shooting woes continue. He was able to hit one from the field for a 3, but he is an important part of the offense that Toccoa, the thoroughbreds really need to get on track if possible, but he's been struggling with that shot for a couple of weeks now. So the thoroughbreds have their work cut out for them. I will say they are typically a second-half team. They found themselves in holes and have fought back. They did that against Appalachian on Monday night. They did that in both games against Mid-Atlantic Christian. So we'll see if they have it in their tank again for this game.
All right, we're going to take a break. Thank you, Mike Davis, the Sports Information Director, Play-by-Play Announcer, and Athletic Director of Blue Lights College. He'll be back for the second half, and we're going to pause right here. We'll come back in about 10 minutes, recap the first half, and get ready for the second. You're watching the 2021 Basketball National Invitational Tournament on TBC Eagles. Stay with us. And welcome back to Trinity Baptist College in Jacksonville, Florida, host of the 2021 Bible College NIT. Toccoa Falls leads Blue Lights College 32-16, and here's how we got there. C.J. Mitchell leads Toccoa Falls with 7 points, tied with Cameron Dismuke for the game high, actually. Luke Bayham has 4, Alex Forday 3, DJ Thompson, Quinton Brown, and Kobe Colmer each have 2. Colmer hit the buzzer beater right as we went into halftime. Ryan McKenzie has 4, and Luke Hartenberg with 1. For Blue Lights, the leading scorer is Chris Koger with 6. Jeremiah Baker follows with 5. Kenny Anderson has a 3-pointer, and Eric Williams has a deuce. 1 foul each from Toccoa's C.J. Mitchell, Alex Ford, Ramad Godfrey, and Quinton Brown. The technical foul by Ryan McKenzie did not count as a personal foul, just for hanging on the rim. Kenny Anderson, Jeremiah Baker, Donnell Avery, Chris Koger, Yadek Chaka, and Mason Rump each have 1 foul, and Eric Williams is the only player in the game so far with 2 fouls. So you're up to date in case you missed anything in the first half. We don't have our usual stats program that I can pull in online, so I don't have the further information like I normally do. But that's okay. We're having fun here. We're talking with Mr. Mike Davis of Blue Lights College. He does their play-by-play, and he's also the athletic director and the sports information director. You're doing quite a bit for the Thoroughbreds.
Don't forget head bottle washer. But anyway, yeah, we wear a lot of hats at Blue Lights. Small college just outside of Raleigh, and we're all just pitching in, trying to keep the mission of the college going.
What are some of your academic programs you have at Blue Lights?
We have one academic program, and that is community policing. Hence the name Blue Lights College. Right?
I knew you did that. I wasn't sure about if you had any other majors.
There's been some discussion and some planning about some additional majors, but that's it for now.
Well, you can always add on later. We started off small. Our majors, for the most part, education, ministry. We've also added business in recent years, and now, within the last couple of years, sports management, among others, here at a growing Trinity Baptist College. Well, the second half is getting ready to begin, and at this point, I'm going to turn it over, and Blue Lights fans, you now get to enjoy your play-by-play man, Mr. Mike Davis.
All right, thank you, Raymond. Toccoa Falls coming out with its starting 5. Cameron Dismuke, Luke Bayham, C.J. Mitchell, DJ Thompson, and Luke Hartenberg. And for the Thoroughbreds, they'll be bringing out Jeremiah Baker, who gets the ball on the inbound from Kenny Anderson, along with Chris Koger, Eric Williams, and Donnell Avery, who's got the ball right now between the circles, brings it to the right. Man-to-man defense being shown by Toccoa Falls. Donnell trying to use his quickness to get inside, puts it up off the iron, not there. Rebound comes down to the Screaming Eagles. Here comes Dismuke. He'll bring it across, gets it over on the right side, driving inside back to Dismuke. He'll cut inside. He's got it open into the hands and in and out of the hands of several defenders, and up and in for Hartenberg for 2, and that extends the lead, largest lead of the ball game now for the Screaming Eagles at 34-16.
Luke Hartenberg, a big man, 6'4", a sophomore from Augusta, Georgia.
Anderson outside, his shot misses the works. Hartenberg with the rebound for TFC. Bringing it across and bringing it down the middle. There's a nice dish underneath, up and good. Luke Bayham taking the pass inside, and the assist over to C.J. Mitchell. And we're picking up right where we left off from the first half. TFC in control of this one. The shot blocked, tied up, and the possession arrow will give the ball to TFC. They have not. They just switched the possession arrow. It started off in the hands of the Thoroughbreds. Now the Eagles will take it as that arrow points in the direction of them, and now it'll go back, pointing to the Thoroughbreds. 18:41 to go, first half. I'm sorry, Raymond, there's the drive, up and off the glass, not there, tapped up, and the Screaming Eagles will retain possession here. Dismuke outside, working against the man-to-man of Blue Lights College. Coach Leonard Epps calling out the play. Dismuke guarded by Mason Rumpf. Center is clear, open for Dismuke on the drive off the glass, and a foul.
Hello to Charity Baker at Aramis Fairley, watching us on TBC Eagles.
Blue Lights personal fouls on number 23, Mason Rowe. It's his second.
Cameron Dismuke is shooting 67% from the line, 29 out of 43 entering play.
Hard to miss him with those red shoes. Let's see if they're going to help him here from the line. The shot up. Good.
8 points now for Dismuke, pending free throw number 2.
19-point advantage for Toccoa Falls. First time these two teams have met. And an even 20 now as he hits them both. Up to 22 points at 38-16. Raymond, I could have some mixed feelings of this game. Yes, I work for Blue Lights College, but I am a Toccoa Falls College graduate. There's a foul inside by TFC. Mason Rumpf caught in the act of shooting. It'll be Luke Baham picking up the personal, and that's his second.
I know how you feel, because when Trinity Christian plays Clay High School from Green Cove Springs, where I graduated high school, and I have the same emotions, but I always go with the team I'm working with and for at the time.
As they say, when the paychecks stop, the loyalty stops, right?
Not necessarily.
Rumpf misses them both, and that's two critical misses. The Eagles holding a 22-point advantage right now. The Thoroughbreds really need to make hay while the sun shines or while the clock is stopped, and they couldn't do it on that possession. Ball knocked away, but Dismuke gets it back, drives inside, kicks it over to his teammate DJ Thompson for 2.
Thompson from Cameron Dismuke.
4 points for Thompson, 40-16 in favor of Toccoa.
The Eagles finding the holes in the Thoroughbreds defense outside. Baker for 3.
3-point field goal, Jeremiah Baker.
That's a second 3, 8 total points.
Dismuke says he can do it too.
2-point field goal, Cameron Dismuke.
Oh, that one's 2. I wrote down a 3.
42-19. And the reverse off the glass. The follow's not there. Koger with the rebound on the third try, and a foul on the play.
Dismuke's toe was on the line. That's why it was a 2-point shot. Remember, it's the black line in the middle. The blue line was supposed to be this season, but that got delayed till next season.
You are correct, sir. Anderson way outside. That'll be 3 no matter how you count it. And that is exactly what the Thoroughbreds need, and lots of it. 42-22, back to 20, but a long way to go for Blue Lights College. This is Mitchell outside to Dismuke in the corner, and a whistle.
It's a sideline violation of the Thoroughbred basketball.
And the clock continues to run, and they're going to call that right now to add a few more seconds back up, as the clock didn't stop during the dead ball. And they put about 8 seconds back on the clock. 16:30 to play here. Second half, 42-22. Toccoa Falls in control of this first round game at the Bible College NIT. Same spot, same result for Kenny Anderson.
Kenny Anderson for 3.
That is his third of the game, second in the second half, and we're only a few minutes in.
Stolen by Blue Lights and tapped away, taken away by Toccoa Falls. Quickly to Dismuke. To Hartenberg for the flush. And a timeout on the floor. Toccoa calling for the 60-second timeout. Stops the clock with 15:59 to play. I guess this makes this the under 16 timeout, media timeout.
Well, if I have it right, Toccoa still has 3 fulls and a 30 left, and Blue Lights has yet to call a timeout.
Well,
if I have it right.
I'm guessing one of the topics of conversation right now, Raymond, for Coach Leonard Epps is hey, this number 3 guy seems to be getting hot for Blue Lights College. We may want to start picking him up, and it couldn't happen at a better time for Coach Mario Farr's Thoroughbreds. And now, can Kenny keep it up? Well, we'll see. We've been waiting for about 4 games for him to get his touch back at in Apex, but looks like he's found the range.
Well, he's averaging 17.4, but you said a while ago he was well over 20 until he had a rough stretch, and that's going to happen to even the best of them. But these last 2 threes, very long range. Fired up the team, and Hartenberg got some momentum right back with that dunk a moment ago.
Yeah, they certainly did. So it's anybody's ball game with Big Mo right now, but certainly the Eagles are in control as they lead by 19. We're back to action. Jeremiah Baker at the controls, gets the pick over to Anderson. Anderson around Dismuke, lays it up, lays it in.
Well, he's hot in the second half.
Anderson.
7 points in the half, 11 overall, or 8 points in the half, rather.
Bayham on the drive and draws the personal. It's going to be Mason Rumpf. That's his 3rd foul.
For Toccoa Falls, it'll be Luke Bayham shooting 2 shots.
Bayham, the senior out of Savannah, Georgia, making it look easy.
Bayham at 59% at the line coming into today's play. First one went in.
Second with 2. Substitutions for Blue Lights. Malcolm Mills checking in, replacing Rumpf.
Blue Lights substitution, Malcolm Mills.
8 points now for Luke Bayham. 46-27, Toccoa leads.
Kobe Colmer checks in for the Eagles. This is Baker outside. Eric Williams flat-foots it for 2.
Eric Williams.
Well, he had some trouble shooting in the first half. On the board here in the second, 4 points overall for Eric Williams.
46-29 now, the lead at 17. Driving from the top of the key, handing it off, waiting patiently, but he takes steps, and that is a turnover. Thompson took extra steps.
Re-entering the Toccoa Falls lineup.
C.J. Mitchell checks back into the lineup for Coach Leonard Epps. Hartenberg, Bayham, Dismuke, and Thompson also on the floor. This is Baker to Anderson. That's within his range. Can he hit it? Yes, he can!
Kenny Anderson from downtown.
14 for Anderson.
And Anderson is in the zone. He's hit him from outside. He's hit him from inside. Dismuke says he can do it too, and that's a 3.
Dismuke for 3.
And that one is a 3. No toe on the line as he was way behind the arc.
49-32. Blue Lights with the basketball and just outside the reach of Chris Koger for the turnover. Dismuke working against Mills. Gets the pick, the trap, gets away from it, gets it to Bayham. Across, almost loses his footing. Shot is up, shot is good. Mitchell for 2 in the paint.
That's 9 for Mitchell.
From Luke Bayham.
And the lead is back to 19, 51-32. Under 14 to play. Williams with the finger roll.
Eric Williams.
Well, Thoroughbreds have really come to life in the second half, and without that trouble in the first half, this would be a much closer game. Both teams really doing well since coming out of the locker room.
That's exactly right. And so the Thoroughbreds now, I mean, they're scoring, but they've got to get some stops as well. Still a long ways to go. With 13:35 on the clock right now. Baker at the controls. Finds Williams outside the arc, inside the arc. For 2, can't get the roll in it. Comes down to Mitchell for the Eagles. Mitchell bringing it across, working against Mills in the paint. Loose ball, last touched by the Eagles.
Hartenberg looking for the foul as he did take one to the face, but no call.
Quickly down floor, trying to beat the defense, and Williams loses it. Koger has it stuffed, gets it back. He's in trouble and loses the handle. Picked up by C.J. Mitchell, and the Eagles will walk it up the floor with 13 minutes to play in this one from Jacksonville, Florida. First round of the Bible College NIT. Man-to-man defense being applied by the Thoroughbreds. Off to Hartenberg. He drives, kicks it outside, and off the fingertips of Bayham and on the end line. That's a turnover.
Player control fouls on number 35, Luke Hartenberg.
And
12:50 left to go. 51-34 Toccoa leads as Alex Ford, Ryan McKenzie come back onto the court for the Screaming Eagles.
Hartenberg picking up his first foul. Third against the Eagles, 51-34.
And they have nobody with two.
Williams shaking and baking inside. Can't get it to drop, but he'll have two coming up from the stripe.
Toccoa personal fouls on number 3, Luke Bayham, his second.
Well, as soon as I say nobody with two, there we go.
Well, you jinxed him.
How's Williams done at the line this season?
Not bad, but and I almost jinxed him on saying that. He's a pretty good free throw shooter. He's got one more coming.
DJ Thompson.
Thompson checking in for the Eagles. One more shot coming up for Williams with 12:38 to play here in the second half. Found the range, 51-36, and they've trimmed it to 15.
8 points now for Williams, who averages 13.5 per game played.
McKenzie with the pass inside, the miss. Anderson forward to Williams. Williams hard off the glass, not there. Gets his own rebound and says, "I can do it, coach, I can do it," and he does.
That puts him into double digits and cuts the lead down to 13. It was 22 not long ago.
In the corner, McKenzie stops, pops, shoots, not there, off the iron, tapped up once. Eagles with the rebound. And tied up, possession arrow gives it to the Thoroughbreds.
Thoroughbreds basketball.
Thoroughbreds starting to get a little bit of momentum coming at their way right now. They've trimmed it down to 13 with 12 minutes to play.
And fans of Trinity Baptist College coming into the gym because the Eagles women's team is going to play next against Appalachian Bible College. So this gym is still filling up.
Mills in the corner, back to Williams working against McKenzie. This is to Koger. Koger works inside, off the glass, not there. Tapped up once, rebound Eagles. Comes down to Mitchell. Mitchell brings it across near side. Will walk it across, guarded by Jeremiah Baker of the Thoroughbreds. Man-to-man defense by the Thoroughbreds. Little push off, no call. Stops, pops, gets a little separation. Got it from the elbow, and a timeout for Leonard Epps as Mitchell hits it from the elbow. 11:22 to play here in the second half. Pushes the lead back out to 15, 53-38.
11:22 left to go.
Immediately following this game will be the second semifinal in the women's bracket.
And this is kind of, I didn't want to, I sort of prefaced this. I said, well, you know, all year long the Thoroughbreds have been a second half team. And certainly their offense is coming to fore now. But you know, do they have enough in the tank to trim this lead back from 15? We will see.
Toccoa has answered them very well with each
have.
basket. Give credit to the Screaming Eagles. They're not resting on the big lead. They sense that Blue Lights has picked it up offensively, and they're not giving up. They're fighting just as hard and trading basket for basket.
It was a 16-point lead at the half, so we're pretty much still even, but Toccoa did open up with a couple of baskets, stretched it out to more than 20 at one point. But I would say right now, Blue Lights feeling better than they did about a half an hour ago.
Last week when Toccoa Falls came here, we had a stretch of about 8 minutes where each team, TBC and TFC, traded leads going up by one, back and forth, and neither team missed a shot for about 8 minutes.
What a fun game. I watched that, and it was that was entertaining basketball. Back to action. Baker with the jumper. He's got it for 2.
Puts him into double digits. 10 points now for Baker.
Alex Forte back into the ball game. He's got the ball. Gives it up to Dismuke. Outside. 3 on the way. Got it. Dismuke automatic.
17 for Dismuke, the leader on the court.
Anderson with the basketball. Outside. Guarded by Dismuke. Anderson gets away from the elbow. Puts up the runner. It's not there. Koger had the ball. Can't control it. It rolls out of bounds off of Toccoa Falls. It'll be Blue Lights basketball. Bayham checks in for McKenzie for TFC.
Bayham, a big man, 6'4", a senior from Savannah, Georgia. We've seen him a lot on this court, and of course I've watched him as we've gone up to Toccoa. He's a good basketball player.
He has shown that today as well. Anderson between the rings, working against Mitchell, drives inside, off the glass, it's there!
Anderson.
16 now for Anderson. Coming up on the midway point of the second half.
Anderson getting close to his average of 17.4 a ball game. Dismuke working against Kenny right now. Drives inside, high off the glass. Not there. The one-handed tap, not there off the glass. Rebound comes down to Baker. Here come the Thoroughbreds. Outside, Anderson takes it in, back out to Baker, and they'll set it up with 22 to shoot. No, he'll take it himself. May have gotten a piece of that one, did TFC. Rebound down to the Eagles. And the mini flush there by C.J. Mitchell.
The assist to Luke Bayham.
Mitchell now with 13 as Toccoa gets the steal.
Ripped away from Koger. The pass broken up. They'll set it up back outside. Forte back over to Mitchell. They'll set it up with 19 to shoot. Leonard Epps calling out the play. 9:15 to play. Koger forcing the turnover. Good defense by Koger. As the Eagles, C.J. Mitchell lost his footing. Get our first look of the day at Christian Baker. He's a sophomore checking into the ball game. No relation to Jeremiah Baker. Christian Baker, 6'6", forward out of Raleigh, North Carolina. Gives it to Baker, who brings it across the timeline.
I'm glad I'm not playing against him on a football field. That is a very muscular young man.
Yeah, he's beefy, no doubt about it. In the corner, Rumpf off the iron, tapped up once and claimed. Speaking of beefy, there's Godfrey back into the ball game for the Eagles. Quickly down the floor. This is Brown working against Baker. He'll bring it outside and set it up with 19 to shoot. Between the rings, gives it up to Kobe Colmer, calling the play. Works right side, gets it in the corner. Dismuke trying to get away from Rump. Kicks it outside. 3 on the way. Not there. Rebound Baker. And here comes BLC. Quickly down the floor. Rump is there. Kicks it back outside. Baker, too much. Rebound Eagles.
Terrell McBride. Shout out to Cam Dismuke. Cheering on the Toccoa Falls Screaming Eagles all the way from Arkansas.
Outside the reach of Bayham, picked up by Rump. Outside, shot, short. Saved from going out of bounds by Williams, but throws it to Dismuke of TFC.
Like he rushed that one,
Yeah.
Didn't really get much into it.
Yeah, he didn't. He was off balance. Lucky to get his hand on it at all. You mean Anderson's shot? Yeah, it wasn't a good setup at all. Ball loose, kicked back inside. TFC retains possession with 8 seconds to shoot. This is Dismuke against Williams. Puts up the runner, in and out and in.
Cameron Dismuke.
7:23 to play, 60-42 lead, back to 18 for the Screaming Eagles. And the Thoroughbreds just can't seem to chip away at this lead. Outside to Christian Baker. Baker between the legs and throws it into the hands of TFC. Quickly the other direction, taking it coast to coast. DJ Thompson for 2. And the lead is back to 20. And the Thoroughbreds want to talk about it. 6:57 to play in this one. 62-42, all TFC. And they're having their way here in the second half, pulling back away and getting that distance once again, Raymond.
Yeah, Thoroughbreds got to within 10. Toccoa Falls has taken over, though. The shots that were falling for the Thoroughbreds just a little while ago not seeming to go through right now. And it looks like Toccoa has opened up that big lead once again, and at this point they may start to work down the clock.
Coach Mario Farr probably telling his guys right now, we're going to have to take it in chunks. We're not going to get 20 points back all at once. You have almost 7 minutes to get back in this. Leonard Epps, on the other hand, saying, guys, we just need to keep doing what we're doing. Keep playing solid defense. Got your arms in there, breaking up the passes, and just keep moving it well. And they're in a really, really good spot right now, but they've got to hang on for another 6:57.
Individually, the leading scorers for Toccoa are Cameron Dismuke with 19 and C.J. Mitchell with 13. For the Thoroughbreds, 3 men in double digits. Kenny Anderson, 16, 13 of those in the second half. Jeremiah Baker and Eric Williams each have 10.
The Thoroughbreds will send Christian Baker, Chris Koger, Kenny Anderson back onto the floor, as well as Jeremiah Baker and Mason Rumpf. DJ Thompson checking back in. Luke Gilsdorf back in for the Eagles. Godfrey is there, as well as Luke Bayham.
Unforced error right there.
And Alex Forday as well on the floor for Coach Leonard Epps. And another turnover to the Eagles as the frustrations continue to build for BLC. Baker has to be careful not to pick up a personal there. Tips it into the hands of Rumpf. He tries to get it ahead to Anderson, but it's picked off by Gilsdorf, and the Eagles have it once again. Now picked off by Koger. He gets it into the hands of Anderson. Doesn't have the numbers, but gets it into the hands of Koger. The shot blocked, and now Coach Mario Farr wanting a foul, not going to get it. Here come the Eagles with 6:15 to play and leading by 20. Bayham working around Baker. Down underneath to Godfrey. His shot blocked by Mason Rumpf. Picked up by Christian Baker. And Baker is fouled. DJ Thompson with the reach-in.
Toccoa Falls personal fouls on number 20, DJ Thompson. It's his third. It's the team's fifth.
5 team fouls for Toccoa Falls. Blue Lights with only 2 team fouls, so they've got some to give if they have to resort to that here in the next 5 minutes and 52 seconds. Jeremiah Baker working against Thompson. Finds Koger in the paint. Koger needs help, and 3 seconds called underneath on BLC.
Basketball.
Thompson working against Baker. Picks up his dribble in the backcourt. 5 seconds to get it across. They do so easily. Thompson finds Godfrey. Godfrey back to Bayham. Every time I say Bayham, I want to say Bayheim. Buddy Bayheim. And there's a reach-around foul by Jeremiah Baker. That was a freshman-type foul, as he was not in position to make something happen there.
Well, there's nobody on either team in foul trouble. Jeremiah Baker, Eric Williams, and Mason Rumpf with 2 for Blue Lights, and Luke Bayham with 2 for Toccoa.
I think Rumpf has picked up his third, but I could be mistaken.
He might have gotten that when I was writing something down then.
My highly unofficial statistics. This is Dismuke, finds Bayham. Bayham, short. And Koger off to Baker for BLC. Baker trying to find the hole, off the glass, not there. Koger with the follow, no, knocked out of his hands by Bayham. I mean, I said Buddy Bayheim, of course, that's the son of Syracuse coach Jim Bayheim and plays on the orange team. There's repeated turnovers. TFC comes away with it officially. This is Thompson. to Dismuke. Dismuke can hit it from there, but decides to dribble for a little bit with 10 to shoot.
He's hit 3 threes. He's also had some short jumpers and layups.
From the charity stripe, and not there. Koger has it for the Thoroughbreds. Here comes the herd. Baker looking, finds Eric Williams outside for 3. It's too long. Bayham clears the glass. Stolen by Koger and put up and in.
Christopher Koger.
And a timeout, 30-second timeout being called by Blue Lights College. 4:18 to play, but still a long way to go after that bucket by Koger. 62-44, the TFC advantage.
8 points now for Chris Koger. Now, the Thoroughbreds have only 4 men who have scored points, but Kenny Anderson with 16. He's done a good job. 3 of them in double digits, and one more basket will put Koger over the 10-point mark as well.
Well, a few weeks ago when Kenny Anderson went into his slump, that was when Mario Farr told his guys, this is the time for others to step up. And that is exactly what happened, but it looks like a few other Thoroughbreds are going to need to step up and get into the scoring action right now as well. Jeremiah Baker and Chris Koger were 2 of those that answered the call.
Well, you also mentioned earlier an injury led to the loss of one of your big scorers, and you're coming up to your conference tournament soon. Will he be able to come back and play?
No, he is done for the season, unfortunately. If Denzel Jacobson, and there's the putback by C.J. Mitchell, he would have been out for like 6 weeks if he had the operation. If he doesn't have the operation, he's out for about 3 months. Either way, he's done for the season. And he was averaging about 22 points a ball game, and one coming up for Williams, who fights through the foul underneath.
Jacobson, 21.2 points per game played, 16.7 rebounds as well. That is a huge loss for your team.
Denzel Jacobson, a big-bodied guard. He played out of position a lot because the bigs were not eligible at that time, so he played underneath, but he was everywhere for the Thoroughbreds. It is a big loss. Look forward to having him back next season.
Alex Ford with his 3-pointer, doubling his point total. So it looks like Toccoa is going to advance, and Toccoa will play Trinity Baptist tomorrow at 5, and I'm looking for another barn burner. We've had 2 already this season.
Double team on Baker results in a foul on C.J. Mitchell. So we'll have free throws coming up for the Apex hometown hero.
For the Thoroughbreds, it'll be Jeremiah Baker shooting 1 plus bonus. Eagle substitution, Luke Gilsdorf.
Baker missed his only opportunity in the first half. There haven't been a tremendous number of free throws, most of them by Toccoa in the first half.
Baker deciding to stay at home, and Apex played his ball there at Apex High School nearby.
Always good to get the local products come to your school.
Absolutely. He was a teammate of Denzel Jacobson, the young man who's out for the season. Both of them staying close to home. Baker hits both of them.
Well, who's in your conference that you're going to go up against next weekend, is it? I know you got Mid-Atlantic.
Mid-Atlantic Christian is in the conference. Outside, Dismuke again. Boy, there's an exclamation point for probably our player of the game right there.
That's about to say, and I'm sure you agree, Cameron Dismuke, we were told by Miss McBride that he was balling, and he really is. That's 22 points, and I think it's safe to go ahead and call Cameron Dismuke this player of the game.
Absolutely. He's been the difference in this ball game, and as just put an exclamation point on it right there. Kenny Anderson coming up to the line. Mid-Atlantic Christian in our conference, 1 year only. And awaiting word, and I don't want to spill the beans, but we are in negotiations with Warren Wilson College. Both of those teams are normally members of the Eastern Metro Athletic Conference, part of the USCAA, but the other schools in the conference all pulled the plug on their program due to COVID this year.
Hopefully they'll be back next year.
Yes.
70-49, we have a request for the score. That is Hartenberg with the dunk.
Luke Hartenberg from Cameron Dispute.
72-49 now with 2:40 to play in this one. And the third team in the conference, Carolina Christian College out of Winston-Salem.
And Mike, we're getting compliments from Johnson University of Florida's head coach and athletic director, Mr. Elliot Hernandez, a terrific gentleman. He also does a lot like you do for Johnson. He's the athletic director, acts as the SID, also coaches the soccer team as well. And I always enjoy talking and communicating with Elliot. And thanks for letting us know you're watching, sir.
Hi, Elliot. Thanks for checking in with us. We know what it's like to just keep changing hats at the small college level.
72-49, under 2.5 left to go.
Full
Toccoa
court
with
pressure
the lead.
being applied by the Thoroughbreds, but TFC just able to get it in 2 seconds, and
Hard
Williams
contact.
collides with Quentin Brown underneath. 2 shots coming up for Brown as they met in midair, and that'll be knocks Brown's glasses off.
Blue Lights personal fouls, number 22, Eric Williams is third. It'll be Quentin Brown shooting 2 shots.
Quentin's 4 for 5 at the line, 80%, and has 2 coming right now. I don't care if it's 4 for 5 or 40 for 50. When you're hitting 80% of your shots, you're getting the job done.
Coach Mario Farr making wholesale substitutions. Yadek Chalka checking back into the ball game. His first appearance here in the second half. Christian Baker also back in. Mills checks in. Donnell Avery comes in for the Blue Lights Thoroughbreds. And Daquan Holloway, sophomore guard out of Roxborough, North Carolina, checks back onto the floor for the Herd. 2:15 to play in this one, 73-49, and Brown with one more from the stripe and hits it.
4 points for Quentin Brown, and just over 2 minutes left, and Toccoa is going to play Trinity Baptist tomorrow at 5. Saturday at 11 a.m., the 5th place game between Appalachian and Blue Lights. So fans of both teams, make sure you join us here again on TBC Eagles on YouTube. We're doing all 11 games regardless of who's playing.
Really appreciate, Raymond, you and the TBC Eagles channel carrying all the games for the folks that couldn't be here this weekend. Really appreciate it.
I want to give credit to our technology director, Dante McNeil. We had a lot of problems earlier in the season with the Wi-Fi and things cutting out on us.
You too, huh?
Oh, yeah. A couple of talks with Dante, and we come up with a temporary solution that has been terrific, and he's working on getting us some good fiber optic internet for next school year.
Chalka with the ball, finds Avery. Avery against Gilsdorf, 16 to shoot. Avery loses his footing, loses the ball, and the possession. Tough break for the Thoroughbreds and for Avery.
Buck and a half left to go, 74-49, Screaming Eagles lead. Up next, Trinity Baptist College women taking on Appalachian Bible College in the second semifinal here at the Bible College NIT. That game will start on time at 7 p.m.
And a whistle before the slam.
Luke Gilsdorf heads to the line for Toccoa. Gilsdorf, 6 out of 8, limited opportunity. That's 75%.
Makes good on that one. He was a late addition at the semester break. He's a good shooter. Coach Epps looking for him to provide a spark off the bench, only averaging 1.5 points. And so he has get a chance to better that right here.
But he's a good ball handler, finds the open man, plays good defense. You can do a lot more than score points to help a team win.
Absolutely.
He's one of the reasons these 2 ball games against us so far this season have been close. He may not have scored 20 points, but he's made it tough.
Off the glass, no good for Avery. Rebound to Eagles. And we've got 60 seconds to go in this one.
We're going to stop this feed as soon as the ball game ends and start up a new one as the women from TBC and ABC take the court just before 7 p.m.
Holloway to Avery. Avery in the paint. And looks like a travel, no call, but justice is served as TFC comes away with it to McKenzie for the flush.
6 points for McKenzie, his second dunk of the game. And as we come down to the end, we want to thank Mike Davis for joining us here. Hopefully you'll be back on Saturday at 11 if you're able to do so. Just grab the mic. You don't need an invitation.
Thank you very
grabs
much.
the mic. Had to say it. I couldn't resist. Sorry.
All right. Well, it was an honor working with the Sports Bureau today.
That is my radio name from my days in the past. I got that from a gentleman named Barry Milligan and Steve Barry, 2 very well-known broadcasters here in Jacksonville. So that really is my radio name.
Well, it's well earned, and I'm glad I got a chance to squeeze it in. I did not know that, but glad that I could squeeze that in. Final score here from Trinity Gymnasium, Toccoa Falls 78. I'll just let the PA announcer do it. And so, as mentioned, Blue Lights moves to the 5th place game for Saturday morning. And TFC moves on to take on Trinity Baptist tomorrow at 5 in the semi-final round. Raymond?
And we'll go ahead and give you the point totals, assuming no mistakes. For the winning team, Toccoa Falls, Cameron Dismuke, our player of the game, led everybody with 22 points, but he did more than just shoot. He played some good defense also. No particular order except the way I have them on my sheet here. Luke Bayham with 8, CJ Mitchell 15, Alex Forday with 6, DJ Thompson 6, Quentin Brown 4, Luke Gilsdorf 2, Ryan McKenzie 6, and Luke Hartenberg with 7. And I'll go ahead and let you finish up by giving the Blue Lights point totals.
I appreciate it. It won't take long. Only 4 players scored for the Thoroughbreds. 8 points for Chris Koger. 12 points apiece for Eric Williams and Jeremiah Baker. And leading the Thoroughbreds this afternoon, Kenny Anderson with 17 points. He got the hot hand in the second half for a while, but too little, too late as the Thoroughbreds fall to 4-4 on the season. Still a lot of basketball left to be played for Thoroughbreds. The Thoroughbreds, the conference tournament, not coming up until the end of March.
Oh, we got some time to go.
So
we're going to hit ours next week.
Yeah, so we started late. Didn't start our season until January following
many teams
the
in that
National
situation.
Junior College schedule. So still a lot of ball to be played. Still a title hopefully to be won for the Thoroughbreds, though it is not going to be here this weekend.
Ryan Hill letting us know he's a Screaming Eagle fan. And once again, Mike, thank you for joining us here. We'll probably see you around tomorrow. And, of course, you want to come on and say hello, you're more than welcome. And I hope you're able to join us again on Saturday at 11 a.m. when Blue Lights takes on Appalachian.
Yeah, Appalachian.
Too many teams to keep track of. All right, we're going to go ahead and end this feed now. In about 27 minutes, the women's game between Trinity Baptist and Appalachian Bible will begin, and we'll start the feed a few minutes before to let everybody know. So look for the live now. For Mike Davis of Blue Lights College, Dean Bureau, my cameraman, and my son, I'm Ray Bureau. We'll see you in about half an hour on TBC Eagles.